What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Tony D2 Wild checking in once again, man. Tony Digital bringing back another 4K visual, hopefully. You know what I'm saying? Is that good?
Is that a 4K? That's 4K.
It is in 4K. We're on triple 4K visuals today on episode 1 of the Two Wild podcast. And I got a good friend of mine here in the building, Harrison Nivelle. I was like, you know, when it comes to this podcast and who I really wanted to pop it off with, I wanted to pop it off with a good friend of mine from Atlanta, and you came to mind, you know what I'm saying? And so it's been a long time overdue for something like this, and something new, pre-recorded, kind of more professional when it comes to the podcast. So thank you for coming through. What's going on with you today, though?
Yeah, if you guys don't know, I've known Tony for 4 years now. I've been a part of some of his podcasts that involve some drama, but I met Tony at a sneaker drop in 2017, I believe. It was the
spring Air Force One Special Forces.
Yeah, they're the high top Air Force Ones. I met Tony there. I had like 50, 60K subs. Tony, you're probably like 150.
Yeah, something on that matter, and now you blew me out the park. Thanks for throwing it in my face.
No, I was saying that's where we were at the time, and I'd never met Tony, but we talked. Then afterwards, we've linked a couple times. So
do you think that we were doing too much for that release? Like, because we were up early, like at 6 in the morning, and like it was just me and you, and like.
But I think the difference of back then, there wasn't as many releases. Like it was exciting. Like I saw that shoe. I actually genuinely liked that shoe. That's why I went to go buy it. Like I didn't think content would be good. So, was it the string you said?
Spring, or maybe it was the string. Maybe it was the string. It was.
It had the long.
Yeah, if I can find a picture, I'll show it. I actually kept one of those as long as I could. I let them go because I was able to get the Special Forces camo ones. You remember those?
Yeah.
I actually still got those to this day. So, that was a different time right there, though. Air Force One Spring, the high top. It was back when Nike boots and all that was popping in the fashion. You know, that's back in the Harrison Neville, Justin Bieber haircut days.
I was wearing some Fear of God inspired jeans back with those shoes back then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Layering.
Exactly. Layering was on par today. So
I still do it.
Your style has definitely stayed the same. You know, the brands might have got a little bit more, a little bit more weight on it. You know what I'm saying? I thought those jokes, but as far as like how you dress, I don't think you like switched it up really like crazy. You know what I'm saying? Even though I do joke and say you wasn't wearing off-white last year. That was an old joke of mine to say to Harrison when he started pulling out the off-white wallets and all that.
Started making some YouTube money.
Yes, exactly. But hey, man, at the end of the day, I'm happy for your success. You just got a McLaren, right? And
yeah, so I move cars a lot. My viewers can't even keep up. I stopped making videos because I changed them so often. I think I'm at number 17 now. 17
in the YouTube realm, or just in life?
In general, in life. Yep.
I'm not gonna lie, like you have low key like inspired me a little bit on the car aspect, because I try to let like Nicole know that like it's not, when you're like have equity involved, it's not as serious as people need to make it. Like, buying a car is not that serious. Like you can buy it, you can sell it, you can buy this one. You know, I guess is it serious on the credit side? Like, is your credit getting pulled constantly? Is that where it could?
That's the only negative side if you're financing them. No, I've bought a couple cars cash. I don't like to buy cars cash because it's like, why would I not use that money elsewhere? I'm not a huge investor, but like some things that I've been putting money into recently, where some people might think is stupid, is watches. I've been buying a lot of watches, and my returns on the watches have been like, I'm still holding them, but like I could sell and make a lot of money because I've gotten in. That's a whole different world. I've gotten in at retail level, buying everything for retail. It's got an Audemars Piguet. I've bought a lot of Rolexes, and that like if I didn't have, that's just one example. It's not really that great, but like if I spent all my money on a car, had whatever it was in cash, I can't use all that money that's there to put into other things. So
exactly.
Obviously you shouldn't be buying a car if you can't afford to buy it at least once or twice. Some people have a rule, you should buy it 10 times, whatever. Like,
yeah.
But
I'm like, my accountant has always told me when it comes to me with money, like having liquid cash is always most important.
Yeah.
Like, so credit is not a bad thing. Like some people would disagree, but having actual liquidate like funds is the most important thing. So like I don't care to do credit, to do this and that. Like as far as like, I'd rather have 10,000 than have 2,000 but something bought, because at the end of the day, like if you know how to move your credit right, you can come out on top. When you buy a car, it's your car. Like when you finance it, you can still like come out on top with equity and stuff like that. You
can pay it off whenever, and that's why you have this house, is because you're able to, you've had credit, you finance cars. Like credit is not bad. Credit is actually really good. And that's like, my credit is like top tier because since I was 18, I had my own car and I had my own credit card the day I turned 18. So then it's like I've just been over the years accumulating that. So I've never missed payments and all that.
Exactly.
Like, so when you do that, it actually is more. It helps you in the long run because you can't do anything in life without credit.
Yeah, last time I checked, mine was 800. Well, let me be honest, like it was 796.
Mine floats between 790, 810.
So it was a long time. I never had late payments or nothing. It just buying house. It was doing all that. But when I went and got that Jeep, that's how much it was. So that's how I was able to get that good ass deal I got. But besides that, McLaren's in the shop right now. Got some mods coming in on that, right?
Yeah, I'm getting exhaust put on right now. I like to modify the cars. I wait a couple. Like I try to wait a little bit so I like know I'm going to keep it because the last car I had for 2 months, which it was an Audi R8, but in this current car market, I bought it and sold it for the same exact price that I paid. So I drove it for 2 months for free. It's like,
would you say, it's like for me, instance, sneakers, clothing, very similar things that me and you do on YouTube. Do you say that if you could go and do other things, it would be cars and watches? Or for instance, for me, you know, I'm a tech guy and a game guy, so that would be my other things. Like, are those your other things? You like games too, like I know you.
Yeah, I did a lot of gaming. I was into Call of Duty. Like I did YouTube videos in that way long ago, but I like to keep cars and watches kind of things separate from YouTube because it's my thing that I can do and not have it connected to work. Because I like
you want to have something personal still, right?
I like disconnect from work because like, you know, I get in my head, we get burnt out. Like it's not easy. Like, oh, it's not easy to make money doing videos, but it's like not easy to balance your brain to like, if you're constantly, everything you're doing is for content. So like, when you take your day and sit at the pool and just like relax, that like to me that's washing my car. Like sitting there taking 3 hours washing my car, that's my relaxation. But if I had to film it, then it's like, oh, I'm worried about the shots, I'm worried about the angles, worried about editing it. So I keep it all separate, and that helps me the best. I was into cars honestly before I was into sneakers. When I was like 5 years old, I was into cars. Like I wasn't into, like I liked shoes, but I wasn't like up on SB releases when I was 5 years old. It's like I think SBs weren't even out back then, but I just like, I was into cars. I had the posters and the Hot Wheels. Like I know a lot of people were into that. And so that's just my thing. And I made a car channel. I made content. Everybody tells me to keep doing it. But if I got an editor, a filmer directly for that channel, then I'd probably do it. But I can't give more time to it.
Nah, I feel you. I mean, we talk about this all the time, and it's something that's also kind of like, it's the negative of having the office like this set right here. I love it. But like you said, it's like, for instance, with Harrison, he has his own set that's away from his house. Like that's the disadvantage and the con of working from home. Like even with Nicole, like when you work from home, when you get off work, you're still in the home and you're still in that work environment. When you're at work, you leave there, you go home, it's like a relax, you know? So if you're now making watches the work, it kind of takes away the relaxation. When you get the watches and get the cars, you're able to relax and like tune off work. So I understand that from that aspect. And it's definitely a problem that I face with as well, is trying to deal with that balance of things that I like to do, but then things that I like to do that I also can do as a work or job, like Twitch and stuff. It, you know, gaming and stuff like that can definitely be a problem. I think tech is something I just stay away from. It's just too many people. It's a big market, and you know, there's just the giants already doing it. So I kind of just let them do their thing. You know, at the end of the day, when it comes to that.
Yeah, and I think like I know you could do something in tech, but it's like it's a hard market. It's all like precise and everything. And the funny thing is like having your office at home allows you to work whenever. Yeah. But like it's weird because I've kind of worked towards streamlining it to where like I can leave at 5-6 o'clock when my wife gets off work and go home with her and not be working. That's the one thing I can't do. I could if I wanted to, but I don't do it as often, of like going at midnight and going and start editing a video, which sometimes I would like to do, but like I know for me, like it's better if I like wake up early. I always wake up really early and just go do it then, rather than like dragging my whole night out, because like I don't get to see Sophie works at an actual job, so like I don't see her. She doesn't work at home, so like I don't get to see her throughout the day. So I don't want to come home and then be working all night.
No, I feel you, and that's where me and you are like totally on the opposite side, and I like that more. I'm just the guy that like from 12 to like 4. That's like my time to wind down and like do. I don't even say I'll be working. I'll be kind of like playing the game and stuff,
chilling, yeah.
But And I don't know, maybe I could go to bed at 1 and then wake up at 7 and play the game until like that. But I feel like when I wake up in the morning, like, I feel like this time and until like late is like straight like work and doing active stuff. I wouldn't want to play the game like right now. Like I just would feel like I could be doing something so much more better or other things like. But I get what you're saying, like, and that's been my thing, is like trying to find a balance of everything at the end of the day. So getting better with it, spacing out videos, spacing out time, and this thing, you know, I'm just kind of winging. I'm just having fun with it right now. You know, I think that conversations are like things that we don't get to do with our content already. We're kind of just like, not saying scripted, but like we're just like getting to the point. And sometimes things like this can help, like it's therapeutic and also just letting people know more about you as a creator. So, you know, we'll see how this goes, you know, at the end of the day. And if you want to see more Harrison, we'll see how that goes as well. As far as, remember you asked me about StockxX, right? I'll tell you what my problem with them. This has happened like
You've had problems with StockxX in the past, data leaks, and you got shoes bought on your account. Yeah,
I've had a lot. I've had a lot of issues. Now, one thing I'll say is every issue's been fixed. So I still use StockxX for that reason. It's not like if it never got fixed, I would not mess with them. But last night, I sold a pair of the Royalty 12s, size 9. Cause I got taxes. I don't need it. I sold it and it's like error occurred on our behalf. The buyer's payment method did not go through. So please retry like selling again. So I went and sold it again and it went through. And then I woke up this morning and the first one went through. So I had 2 sales of Royalty 12s on StockxX. So I had to contact them. You can actually see the green over there, right? Like, so I had to go through and do all that. And they're all like, we're giving you this one-time wave cancellation. Like, you better give me that damn one time.
It's your fault.
Yeah, like, I don't know what it is about that. Like, have you ever tried to sell something on StockxX and then the acts keep going down? And like, it'd be like error, and it keeps going down and down and down.
People just put bids out that aren't real, and then you just have to keep losing that money if you want to actually sell it. And it's because they're trying to pick up a new person each time because someone's bid might have been from 6 months ago and that car is
that makes a lot of sense now that I think about it, because that usually does happen with older shoes that people probably got out of, and you know those are going, by the way, to those 700s. I had to let them go. I
don't have any of those right now.
Yeah, I commend you for being able to let go of this stuff. I get really attached to it, but I'm doing better and I'm getting rid of a lot of doubles and stuff now too. I got a downsize. Like I'm just getting swarmed in by sneakers at this time. And
that's why I kind of did it. Cause like, if you think like think about if you had sold off each month, like 30 to 50 pairs and kind of slim down, not slim down as much as me, but like slim down, maybe say 20, 30 pairs each month. Then like when you're here, it's like you're not having, because now it's like probably harder to go through and find old shoes that you want to get rid of. And then for me, I try to do it when it's more current of a shoe, because like I'll go buy 10 shoes for under $200. I like some of them, but I can't get some of them in my size for that specific video. So it's like my like how I fix that is by selling them. And if I really want them, I'll buy them in my size. But like I'll sell them and it's still current. It's people want that shoe because it's out right then.
Yeah,
which makes it a little bit easier also. But also holding on to shoes, they could double in value. Because I've sold shoes I sold 3 pairs of the Union Jordan 1s in the red and black colorway for $800 each. Those are like $2,500 now.
Yeah. And so I'll hold on to that thought, because that's the funniest thing ever though. But what you said is correct. Like, yeah, like you got to pick and choose what shoe to hold and what not. Like, for instance, I have a pair of double of Concords. That's good. I won on that. Yep. But like a Puma, like a Dreamer, I could have sold it, or something of like that. People are not going to even like New Balance Omni ones, like Kawhi joints, like that was like a time period type of shoe. Mm-hmm. But speaking of Union ones, I was talking to Kais about this, and I was actually watching this with Gordon. You know, Gordon's been doing a lot of film with me lately. Salutes to Gordon. But I was dying out laughing of the sneaker of the year 2018, and how much I was defending that blazer. And like, look at the fast forward, and like in reality, Kais was right. Like the Union was the shoe of that year. Like the Union went from like 600 then,
but it wasn't at the time.
Yeah, it was like 600 then though. Yeah, because I remember Ari bought a pair at SneakerCon for like 600, and now it's like you said 20.
I sold a blue and red pair for $580. Like I bought them for $650, sold them for $580. Like,
do you remember what side you were on back then? I'm gonna do, because Kais is coming in December. I'll probably hit you up too. I would love for us to sit and react to that video and like argue.
I wasn't in that video, I don't think, or was I?
I think he was there. Wait.
Jacob was hard on the Blazers, I think.
He was hard on the elements, these joints, like the element yellow, the white one with the cork on it.
He's wrong. He's very wrong.
The cork ones, remember?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember where
I did not like the tan.
I feel like you was there. Maybe you wasn't.
I remember it, and I think I watched it. I don't think I was in it.
Because I know for sure you was at the Arizona one that we did, but maybe you just couldn't make it that. I think you might have went to like Bahamas or something weird or something. Like, it was something, you be going on weird vacations like randomly, but there's a reason why you weren't there, because you was going to every SneakerCon. Like, it is what it is, but it's just a funny video because Kais got me and him, and Jacob was so pressed on those damn those elements. Like, them shits went and left. The Blazer, I'm over here preaching on the Blazer.
Blazer's a good long time, but it's not like I don't think it's going to be a of the year shoe.
Yeah.
The Union, for sure, like, you can't, it's hard to argue now. Like,
yeah.
Are you going to do a video for this year for shoe of the year?
Yeah, definitely. I want to do one. I wouldn't mind doing something like we did before, like get some people together in a room and do it. So
you need to have all the shoes out.
Yeah, I would. So
if I had to guess right now,
I was
pick Mom and Your Thirds.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's probably gonna be the shoe, probably.
That's funny. Those dipped way low. I just bought a pair for my buddy Blake for his birthday, and I bought a pair for, dude, way too much money at the peak.
7. It was more?
Over $1,000, like $1,200.
Oh, wow. If you see any, like, on my side, just let me know. I'm on the hunt for them. And it is what it is. Like, I'm just trying to get a pair. I remember when they were $300. Like, I could have got them for like $300.
But I'm saying, I remember $1,000. Like, and I mean, it's probably the store I bought it at. They were taxing a bit. They were like $750, $800 at the time.
Is there a store in Atlanta?
Yeah.
I think I know what it is. I'm not going to say nothing.
I know I don't think you know what it is. I've only been there a couple times.
But is it well known?
Can we mute it?
Huh?
Can we bleep out which one it is?
I'll just talk to you later about it. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, is it on a video?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Like this, but there's a store I heard that's great, but I just heard that they kind of got some crazy prices, basically. But
that happens, and it happens because they buy up a lot of inventory at once to try to get in.
Yeah.
And they're paying whatever because they need inventory.
Yeah.
And then they charge that, and it's fine. That's how it is. You're not going to get StockxX prices. You used to be able to go in and say, I want StockxX price. You can't do it anymore. It's convenience fee.
I don't know if it's just personal, if he messes with me or what it is, but Souls for me has some pretty good prices.
Yeah, no, I like that store. It's
I know, like you kind of showed it to me, and then Gordon showed it, and I've been going up there. I just did a video recently, got those 450s. Like, his prices are like,
they got good inventory too.
Yeah,
selection.
Yeah, very good.
We've been finding, it's kind of like Tony and I have both at the same time been kind of like finding new stores. It's like I had my cycle, you had your cycle of stores, and then we both were just like, we got to do something different. So you have your series, and then I had my series. And once my first episode of my trade series, I had went to all the stores I normally go to. I was like, I've done 100 videos at these stores. I have to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
So then I started looking around. Where I found a lot of mine was ATATF. Shout out KO. He made a post.
Yeah.
And put all the stores that were like some of his favorite stores in the city. And that I knew most of them in there, probably 90% of them. But in the comments is where I really found a lot of people making recommendations of stores that are smaller that maybe they hadn't known about yet. And I just kind of screenshotted, went to a bunch of those different stores, and I've hit there's so, if you really like look into it, there's so many resale stores.
There's one I just found out was in Tucker.
I don't even know about that.
Yeah, it's one.
There's one in Macon.
Yeah. I was gonna say too, like one I know from my boy Skinny. He's in South Carolina, Columbia, but it's called Cola Kicks, but there's a Cola Kicks in Augusta. So there's one for you to check out too. That's like a nice, like, and I'm a road trip, like, it'd be definitely dope. But yeah, they're everywhere. So the sky's the limit as far as like where we can go with this, with the series and with the store. So it's cool to see that happening though. Like, I'm happy for Atlanta in general with that. So
I've seen a lot of conversation of them wanting more retail stores.
Yeah,
but the problem is,
it's just tough.
Nothing at retail, and these retail stores, as much as we have, like Amamanier, Social Status, they're not getting a ton of Wish. Like, I haven't got a release ever from Wish. I've never won one of the raffles.
Damn.
I've been trying.
Yeah.
Since 2016. Like, I've never won one thing. It's crazy. I've gone there for releases and tried to wait in line, but it's all like the people, like, if you've been to those releases, the people in Atlanta who are the regulars at these places, they're at the front of that line somehow, some way. And like, even if they're behind you, they're going to find their way in front of you because they're like, they know everybody there. Like, that's just how it is. Like, and so like, I never was successful going to those. I was always like, they dropped the Travis Jordan 1 highs, and I got there. My boy hit me up about it, and he's like, yo, they're dropping right now. I got there within 20 minutes, and I was probably like 20th in line, and there was 4 people in front of me that we didn't get it. They had like 16 pairs or something. So I ended up buying a pair off of one of the guys that I saw for like $700.
Yeah, I never hit on Wish on anything special, but I've definitely picked up pairs from them.
Oh yeah.
And sure. As far as like what I've hit on the most in Atlanta, believe it or not, is Linux and Nike. They usually have a lot of stock too, so like, that's why I've been like successful with them. So yeah, let me check these up. Everything's good. Everything's perfect though.
One thing with podcasting is shit goes wrong sometimes.
Yeah, nah, I'm already ready.
We filmed a whole podcast with Nick, my cameraman. We filmed a whole episode and telling his whole backstory, and the mics didn't record. And so we had to use scratch audio. It was outside.
Oh God,
so bad.
Yeah, and it's always like when it's like messed up. It's like the greatest like one. Like you like bro, I cannot recreate that. Like I got to keep that 100. There's definitely some big things that have recently happened with the Travis thing, and I wanted to talk to you about it, hear your thoughts and opinions, and kind of I got some questions so we can dive pretty deep in it. Like let me know your initial thoughts. I'm gonna go get my phone.
Yeah, I think in general it's sad. I feel bad just seeing I've watched a lot of videos and podcasts on it, and I think in general it's just like really sad for the people that lost their life over it. I can't say that I didn't kind of see something like that coming because of each show is like, let's go harder. Like because the whole thing is like rage and like jump off the balcony. Like there's a lot of stuff that happens like that, and it's like, it was only a matter of time before something happened because of how crazy it is. And like a wild thing is like, I don't even know if you might have saw the photo or something, but like I was in Texas for Formula 1 a couple weeks ago, and I got to meet Travis.
Yeah, I saw that.
Like
the Formula jacket or the Formula
1. Yeah.
Yeah.
He performed. I was backstage, and I just dapped him up for a second. I didn't get to really talk to him. But like, it was like that happened.
Trying to like play it cool though, like
yeah. People thought I was like shaking. Like, I'm not. I don't fan. Like I've met a lot of famous people. Like it's not a thing to me. Like famous. Like people are people to me.
Let me say this though. This is totally off. So this is my brother Bull, man. We met Donald Glover at is it Highland Village? Where's Graveyard at? East Atlanta Village, right? East Atlanta Village, so. Yeah. My bad, I said Highland. That's like Fontaine's. But we was walking and we saw Donald Glover down there, and I'm like, oh shit, yo, Donald Glover. I got him on camera. That nigga Bull was shaking, boy. He was like excited to see him because that's like, but
see, Travis wasn't like my idol. Yeah, like people maybe think that because like the shoes that I buy and stuff, but it's like it's not my idol. But it was cool to be in that scenario and like be behind the backstage for the concert. But like I was saying, I can't lie that I thought like that this was gonna happen. Like it can't. If you think about how hard he wants to go, that's the image. Like it's what else is gonna happen if you keep upping it every single time? So like, and I don't want to sit here and like it's hard because there's so many different sides of people. Like I saw an EMT from the show. He was blaming the people at the show, and then a lot of people are blaming Travis, and it's like there's so many sides to it, and
it's definitely so many sides, and it's one of those things that you can't really, you don't want to give like you don't want to pinpoint on one thing because it's so many other aspects to look at. Like this Travis fault, it's the people that just had the lack of morals of the person in front of them that can trampled. But then again, like even some people, I know how it is. You watched Game of Thrones?
Not fully. I've watched some episodes.
But people explain though, the way they explain in these crowds is it's a part in Game of Thrones when they're fighting the Boltons and the Battle of the Bastards, what it was called. And Jon Snow is like in the middle and he's like looking up in the sky trying to like breathe because it's like so many people like compressed. And I can only imagine that's how that it was, where it's like people are not trampling like on purpose, but they're all falling like dominoes. So you're falling. But yeah, man, like it's just a very sad situation. And you know, all the stories are just it's insane. And that's where I feel like the problem really was that Travis was inciting things, and that these artists, some artists at least don't know like how. I mean, I'm not gonna say he doesn't know, but their stuff is so impactful. Like the rappers that rap about doing drugs, the rappers that talk about violence, the rappers that talk about raging. Like the fans want to do that. Like Travis can jump on stage and go crazy and do all that and jump in the crowd and breathe. But if he was in that crowd with the rest of the people, he'd be panicking just like everybody else. Like you can only rage how you raging because you on the stage. You can't rage like how the people in the crowd, they raging with people all on their back and everything. Like I think they just need to understand it. I was amazed though by the number 55,000. That's like the Georgia Mercedes Benz, I would say. I think
it's more. The Truist Park is 40,000.
Okay, so there you go. Baseball, and they're all seated. You know what I'm saying?
That's where I'm trying to curious where it goes. Like I don't think Travis can do a scenario like that. I don't know when. Like imagine like the insurance is involved. Like people are surprised he's already able to do it. But like insurance is involved in that. Imagine now like. I could see maybe a seated place, but that's not his thing. He's not a singer. Like, it's wild. It's gonna be wild to see where it goes because
So apparently, I watched from Academics. Insurance was like 29 million. That's what it was, or something Academics posted. But
because he's supposed to do Day and Night Festival, and that's supposed to come up this coming weekend or the next weekend. He got canceled. And then Coachella. I can't imagine they'll allow him to come and do that.
Yeah.
Coachella, that's the same thing. It's probably bigger. And like I actually was supposed to possibly go to that Astroworld festival, like because I can't talk about a ton of things that happened, but like I was supposed to go there and meet with some people through meeting last time that I was at something with Travis, and we were supposed to go and do a whole thing, and I was like, imagine if we would have gone to that. I'd have been like, I wouldn't have been in a crowd like that because I don't like big crowds in general. I'm not a fan of that. When I go to concerts, like I'd like to be in a seat. I just don't like the big crammed crowds because
I mean, even like we're not even. That's one, but we're not even talking about COVID right now. I mean, it's still a thing. Like being around all these people, you know.
And they were supposed to be checking vaccination cards, but like apparently so many people bum rushed in, it didn't matter. Yeah, and like you said, like where it goes from here is it's kind of like I'm not scared, but it's like kind of scary. I'd be scared if I was him where I go from here because, like you said, Coachella and these people, they're not. It's not even that they're like. How does he perform his songs moving forward is one, but then like you got Coachella on the other end. Like, do we want to bring Travis in because it might give us bad backlash? Like we're bringing him in. Like a lot of these companies are going to be looking like that. Like that's what I made a tweet about in this cancel culture, and whether or not you can call this cancel culture or not, but the fact is that are brands going to stop messing with Travis because they don't like because of what happened, or because they're scared that if they work with him they're going to get backlash? But I think it's more event wise. I don't think the county or the state are going to allow him to. I think they would be like, look, because the police chief or one of the heads of safety for the Travis event said he went and talked to Travis before and said, look, this is out of hand already and whatever. And I saw that it was 37 minutes before his set was over. He kept performing for 37 minutes after they declared it like an emergency or something, like the event at Astroworld Festival. So like I just don't foresee venues in different places allowing that to happen because of what happened. There's too much risk involved for them to allow. Possibly, like imagine if more deaths happen. Like I don't see how Travis can perform like that. Like what happens? I don't know. It's crazy to think about because like he can't rage like he wants to. He's not a singer. He's not Justin Bieber running back and forth on the stages, singing. He's a part of the crowd, and that's what made the show so desirable to go to because you're having an experience with Travis. And if he can't do that, then what is there? Like, I can't imagine what's going through his head right now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, only time we'll be able to tell. I mean, I wanted to hear your thoughts, like, about, like, for instance, I wrote down here, we don't play, I don't think you play Fortnite, but Fortnite removing it, you know what I'm saying, is a start of something. Do you think that, first, your thoughts on Fortnite, and then, like, the big question, unfortunately, we got to talk about it because we are sneaker guys, but do you think Nike will follow suit? Like, they're going to either follow suit or they're not going to release that shoe anytime soon. I don't see them dropping.
Because there's supposed to be that drop
The brown ones, yeah. It was on sneakers,
Air
actually.
Max. Yep.
Yeah. Let me see if there's even on there still.
I don't know. Like, Nike has dropped athletes in the past, like Tiger Woods when he had his scandal. And to me,
It's still there, by the way, December 16th.
like, I can only think about it in the terms of like an example of the Tiger Woods scandal when he had his thing. Nike dropped him. At least I believe. I could be wrong, but I think that he got dropped. He's back now.
He's back now, yeah.
But
or even like Kobe.
yeah, and it's like that. Things
Kobe
that are
got dropped by Sprite and I think Adidas, and then he went to Nike. Remember, like the rape allegations and stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
That's personal life. This is like this is less something of the person's character, of more like it is about, maybe it is about character, but like it's not. It's an event that happened. It's not as, black and white of this person did this in their personal life and this person, like, he didn't do something and he has an allegation. It's he affected people's lives and people died at his show. So where does that lie? And I don't know. I really don't know, like, what happened. Like, I just genuinely can't imagine like what's happening in Travis's head, because like if you've been through a scandal or something on YouTube or whatever, like that, you get anxiety from that. You're thinking about it, like what am I doing? Is this my career? Like this and that. That all YouTubers will go through that. Like, what is going through his mind? And it's got to be remorse and whatever. But like,
I mean, what do you think about that IG story? 'Cause that looked like cap.
I see people just destroying.
Yeah,
that.
it just looked cap. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
it could have been something written by his team.
Yeah,
but like,
I think he should have definitely
say?
waited like a little bit.
Yeah, but what do you like? The thing is, I don't even think there's a way to really express how he should be expressing in an Instagram story. But like, what is he gonna do?
Yeah, I feel like him paying for the funerals, refunding people, like he's going the right route. I just think that some of the messaging, like, it just didn't seem sincere on that. But at the end of the day, like you said, I don't know necessarily what it's just a tough thing for him to have to explain. Like, there's no way to really explain why somebody's kid is dead. And
it also depends, like, if there's accountability. Like, is he going to come out and say it's, I should have done this, I should have done that? I don't know. That's
even worse if he starts just going. I think
he can't be defensive.
Yeah, as I'm saying, yeah. There's been, like I said, from academics, I've been reading posts, and apparently he still didn't know after the after party. He had an after party at Dave & Buster's by Drake, and he didn't even know, and that Drake didn't know, and then he found out at the party, and then he left the party because of that, what had happened, that he didn't know. And that's another thing where another fault at hand right there is, like I said, this whole team, like, there should have been radios being told, and somebody should have went out on the stage and told him, like, yo,
But I think I would see the argument I'm seeing online for that. It's not my argument. The argument that I've seen online for that is that there is so much going on and it's so loud. And when you go to shows like this, unfortunately, people do pass out from dehydration and whatnot. And so maybe they were thinking it's standard because maybe some of those shows, some people do get hurt. But I think it was such a large scale of a show, so many little things happening that they couldn't even tell what was actually happening, possibly. But maybe, but also, like, one of the EMTs, he made a long TikTok series on, like, his experience, like how he was finding people in the crowd and he didn't know what was happening and he couldn't get in touch with anybody, and like being like this, I don't know.
I get what you're saying, the scale, because for instance, somebody might have died here, but there's people over there dead too. They don't know that there's, like, it's so big, like this thing is not like a next door thing. It's like up the street, I would guess, almost like so.
But I think after that first one happens, if somebody, like, if they find no pulse in somebody, I feel like one person, they should be like, all right, we need to relay a message and, like, let's take a break for a second and tell everybody to take a step back, make sure everybody's good, and then we'll keep going. That's what a lot of people do in their shows. Like, I've been watching clips that are circulating.
Lincoln Park, one,
Like, just like, all right, guys, we're going hard, but make sure nobody gets hurt. Let's take a step back. Let's keep raging, but, like, checking the people around you, make sure I saw, like, people, they would, like, put their arms up and they can't put it back down because they're that tight. They're like this. And, like, you lose oxygen. You're not able to take in oxygen in that scenario. You can't breathe. It's hot. like the
You got the
temperature is
dumbass
going to be
on the-
20, 30 degrees higher when you're that confined.
And you got the dumbass on the ambulance.
The dude who jumped on the ambulance was dancing and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what that was. Like, it's that whole thing. It's crazy how it unfolded, and I feel like there's gonna probably be like a documentary on that one day.
Definitely. And reports that the dead people were being referred to as Smurfs.
I didn't hear that.
That was a weird thing. Yeah, they call like say a dead person. They would say it's some documentation. But even like going into that Travis thing, and we dibble and dabble, and you more so dibble and dabble, and things of hype culture and whatnot. Do you feel like this is a part of that? Like, do you think we're like you think hype is getting like too crazy at this point? Like, I mean, like the shoes, do you take away? I hate that. Like, I don't think this the shoes himself, but definitely the shoes play a part in all this hype with Travis. Do you feel like we're at like a peak of hype culture in a way?
I mean, like if you look at what happened was it Melrose, where the store employee got shot at a sneaker release?
Yeah, Shoe Palace. Yeah.
Like, that's crazy, and I think the reason that is, and I think the reason the hype has gotten so crazy is the money aspect of it. Because when we were first going to releases, we were going to that string release. It's not because we're going to make
You liked it.
a couple $100s. That people weren't doing that. Some people were doing that. They knew about it, but it's like not at the scale. And I think when you involve people's livelihood and money, things get a lot more serious.
Yeah.
And it makes things a lot more stressful. And like people are willing to do a lot more things for money rather than like if we didn't get that string, it would have been like, damn, we'll get the next one.
Nah, definitely. I think that's what it is. Like you said, involving people's livelihood brings dangerous matters into effect, because that's like taking someone's job. You're fighting for someone over your job, so like you're willing to
feed their family this
week.
Like
that's so I definitely get it. I just feel like though, like the years of Astroworld has been building and building and building, and Travis has been building and building. I mean, definitely through the music, but through the clothing, the shoes,
McDonald's.
the merch, all that. McDonald's. Like, I just feel like the hype that's been bringing it has also contributed to that. So, I just was curious where you thought, like, I think that definitely we're at some sort of moment, and just in general, like I said, with like hype culture, like it is a culture in itself. Is like, it's almost like a FOMO, like wanting to be involved with something or fear of missing out. You're still kind of like not sure whether or not you think Nike would. I mean, it's kind of crazy. But I'm curious. Like, what I'm saying is very strong, but we can't say that it's not possible.
Yeah,
he gets dropped by
that
Nike.
have happened before, but maybe, but I don't know. I don't know if Nike would drop him as an entity.
Yeah.
Over this. Some people think it's warranted, some people don't. So that's where like I don't know where I lie, because I don't know if they would genuinely do that, because that would be huge.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
somebody will pick them up, like somebody will want to do something.
But it would cause that domino effect again of like other people like backing out and wanting to, because people are.
Do you think this affects Travis's legacy long term?
So that's what I'm saying. Like, in all reality, like in my opinion, this is going to be his like stain. Every artist got a stain. Every perfection, like it's always some sort of stain. Like, and people want to call it like the sacrifice and whatever. Like every artist, every actor, they always have something that's gonna like fuck with them. Like because they just can't be perfection. And I feel like this is going to be his thing. People dying at his concert or whatever. And like you said, I don't know how he continues on. At the same time, we do live in a world now too where people like you could do the craziest thing and then people will forget about it in a couple of months. That's where
I feel like the way that culture is, and how I feel like Travis has a lot of people that love him, a lot of people that don't like him.
Yeah.
And I feel like those people will be the people in 3 months who are in the comments, you killed 8 people. It's just constantly over and over again.
Oh wow, you're still doing this, doing that. Yeah, so and that's what I kind of got mad a little bit about, though. I tweeted about, because I was like, these companies are all trying to drop him, and like I said, like he's at fault definitely, but like they're trying to drop him. What do you think these companies are trying to drop, or why do you think like these all this stuff that's like companies that will drop him? Did it take the 8 people dying, or is it the things that he incites? Because he's been inciting these things for years.
He's gotten he got
a kid beat his ass, whoop his ass for stealing the shoe.
He was 17. And he has a track record of it, so they should have known what they're getting into.
Exactly. That's where my issue is. That's where I'm like, don't try to like cap and act like you care now. Like, don't, like, it's like Fortnite, like, that's a kid's game.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not like, I mean, there's some adults that play it, don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying, like, you know, you're putting, like, Travis Scott does talk about there's some demonic stuff in inciting of violence and drugs in his music, like, but like, don't try to now back out, you know. Rod, you know, it's just, I don't know, it just kind of seems, at the end of the day, these companies make money, they make money. That's what they you know want to do.
That's their interest. Yeah, it's weird because it's like they rock with you until you do something wrong, and then that's it. But
yeah,
it's crazy. I was watching stuff on the past couple of days, and like I was like not down, like, but like it left a weird taste. Like, I don't know if have you listened to any Travis music since?
Yeah. So last night I was laying down and I watched the video to his newest song that dropped, like, I guess like the day of or day before.
Yeah.
And it was like what's it called? It's kind of like eerie, kind of in a way. It was like never leave. Was it like leave later? Whatever. It was like something. Let me see the name of it. But it was like, you can always find irony in something when something bad happens, but like it's like never too late or something. Let me see. It was called Escape Plan.
Escape Plan.
I mean, come on, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, escape plan. That's what, like, you know, people go conspiracy theories, like, and then people in the comments, like, those people wish they could have escaped or whatever. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely eerie, and people are gonna definitely be looking back. And the thing is, though, is that don't look back now. Like, this stuff been going on. Y'all should have been said that. Like, don't wait till people are dead to now want to, just start saying stuff. That's my main thing. Like,
when I put on Rap Caviar, I just hit it from the top when I get in the car sometimes. And the first song was Travis came on like the day after it happened. I was just like, I kind of felt weird. I was like, I'm not trying to like jam to this right now. I just like felt weird.
Yeah.
Like the vibe was just like off because of like what happened. So I don't know. It was just
I never was like a huge fan of Travis Scott. I loved like Days Before Rodeo. I loved that like mixtape album, whatever. But I wasn't big like Bull and like, you know, Kais. You weren't like that big, right?
No.
Like, nah.
And like I saw him. He opened for The Weeknd back in like 2015. It was him and Halsey opened for The Weeknd, and like Travis was raging, but like 1/10 of the crowd was in there, and like nobody. I honestly, when I was there, I was like, this is all auto tune, and it's not that lit because it was all auto tune. But that's a part of the show now, and it works when there's a large crowd. But like there was not a large crowd, and so it was just like. But I saw him way back then, and like I like a lot of his music came out. Like the Astroworld album I think it was a great album, and Jack Boys was cool and stuff. But like that's why people like when they said like you were shaking, like I've never like I make a lot of content around his shoes because they're like, you know, popular in the hype. Like I do a lot of stuff around hype shoes, but like I haven't been like Travis is my everything, or I'd be
you're not buying all the merch and shit.
Yeah, I don't buy like any of that stuff. I buy the shoe. Like I bought the Travis 1 highs early off StockxX for a video because it was like the first Travis Jordan 1 coming out. Like it was a crazy thing, and I don't know. I'd be curious, like, we hop back on here in a month or two and then really, like, talk about, like, where Travis is at then, see if anything's changed.
Definitely. And then speaking of that, like, that was my other question was that, let's say that Nike does drop them. 2 questions here. Would Nike's one still drop Nike? First, would Nike, do you think, still have the audacity to drop that shoe but on a different name? Kind of like how Drake did the Jordan 4.
Never.
So they would have to burn those shoes, or them shoes would be worth like tens of thousands at that point because it's like never released.
I think it would be, what was that release that happened?
Freddy Krueger?
No.
SB Dunk?
No, because that was way more limited.
Well, remember the Drake 4s, but they later dropped them with the Drake on it. But remember the Toronto 4s that were supposed to be Drake, and then it like later dropped. It was weird. But.
Yeah. Well, there's that like American flag one or something that happened.
With Kanye, the Air Max, the red ones?
No, it was some shoe dropped. I don't know, but I think they're gonna. I feel like they'd probably just drop it. That's what I feel like would happen. I don't think they're because like those shoes are out in circulation. People have like the stores. They've got the pairs.
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So,
but like to me, well, I guess that's the allure. It's gonna make the price go up. But.
I'm trying to remember now though. Now you're speaking of it. that makes sense. But I got the perfect example, kind of. Did the Kobe GG one drop? Remember? Mamba Foundation? Because that was one that I can't remember, but people were getting sent them.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they actually dropped. And I remember Vanessa Bryant was mad about that.
Yeah, the black and white pair.
Yeah.
I think they were sent
Accidentally
to like some stores or something. But like the Travis thing wouldn't have been an accident. Like the Travis.
Yeah, no, I'm just
happen.
saying though, like, does Nike just burn that shit if they don't want to drop it?
Maybe they put it in a vault, which would be nuts.
Probably, yeah.
Would be crazy if somebody found.
Then they got to get those pairs back from the store, but the store's like, oh, we don't have pairs no more.
Exactly.
And then it's going to be an issue.
Then there'll be $10K a pair.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see how Nike does it, because Nike definitely likes to follow the wave of the crowd. So if they feel like it's backlash, they're not going to drop it.
Yep, but he's such a big, like, Nike will do fine without Travis, but
well, yeah, definitely.
As far as collaborations, that's their biggest.
Well, that was my next question, though. If not, do you think Travis would do fine without Nike in the fashion world, at least? Like, if you went to Adidas, I mean,
I feel like it's too early to tell. Like, I don't know if he's gonna continue to. Like, it depends on how what route he takes. He could take the route of just like he feels so fucked up about the situation that he
cancels his show for a year.
Just like doesn't do much, and like I don't see how he can perform within a year. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't see how like him wanting to and being allowed to. Like, imagine next weekend a couple weeks just Coachella. That would be crazy. Like,
yeah, he has to literally like change his whole style.
And exactly, and
he has to go from like Travis to like 808 Heartbreaks or some like singing the auto-tune or something like that, and be calmer. And it has to be on the aspect of like he's hurt from what happened almost or something. I don't know, but yeah, I don't see him being able to go back doing that.
I feel like it could affect his career long term. Like,
definitely. I mean, me personally, I can't tell you what this man's feeling. I can only say that the IG story did look cap, but real talk, if I'm him, I don't like. If I was a person that knew I caused 8 deaths off of that, I don't think I could do music for a minute. Like, I would be gone. Like,
especially a show.
Yeah.
Unless he just doesn't think he was involved in the cause of it.
Yeah, but still, like, with me, I can grab things. So, like, I'm grabbing the fact that this person went to the concert for me, and they're dead because they wanted.
If they didn't come to my show,
yeah, majority of people I heard talking, like, that was at the show or whatever, that's their favorite artist. Like, they went to see their favorite artist.
Fans are like real, true fans.
Yeah, so it's like I would be devastated to know that someone that came,
somebody came to a sneaker event because Tony D's headlining, and then they end up dying because they went to that.
Exactly.
That's got to be, that has to feel like it's all on you.
Yeah, and it's like somebody had stated, like, care about people that you don't know, but like I don't need to know you to care about you.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Because I've had subscribers that I've met and never met that watched me that I found out that passed away, and that shit still hurts to know that somebody that like supported me is gone. So
yeah, that's
just how it is with me in general. But yeah, I think he's done for the rest of the year for sure.
Oh,
it's just, it is what it is.
He's gonna make a statement.
Yeah,
another one, because like that one didn't go over well for the people. Like, I don't think.
The problem is is that like Travis is not a talkative person. He doesn't talk like
he never goes on his IG lives
it's like he's already gonna suck at that because he doesn't talk as is. Like, he doesn't, like, he's already kind of awkward in a way.
Even in person, like when I met him, he's a quiet guy and he's not doing a ton of talking. And then he goes out and rages. Like,
we'll have to wait and see how this unfolds. Definitely, like you said, we'll have to just follow up and find out what this whole thing goes out of. This is definitely gonna be one of the biggest stories of this 2021. And did he drop an album this year?
No, but I don't think he did, but he
did like some,
apparently there's
songs.
like some album in the works or something. Like, that's what some people were making a meme of, the like apology, and were like acting like him, and like, can I talk about the album dropping? And the guy in the back like, no, you can't do that. Like people took it dark really quick. Like, they're memeing it way too quick. Like, the internet, especially like TikTok, they're ruthless. Like, do you read your comments much?
Yeah, I mean, I read them from time to time.
Like, I go, like, when your YouTube Studio app, you refresh it.
Yeah.
I'll see like the top 3, but like I'll have Nick go in and like read the top comments if there's something we need to like address. Like, he'll come to me and be like, yo, let's do this. But like for my mental, like it's not good for me to read every comment. I mean, if I read every comment, I'd sit there all day looking at them.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm curious to know if people are gonna. This is a stupid question, but it's an honest question. You're gonna think about this question probably. Do you feel any way about your series now for trading up for Travis Scott's? Like, how do you like us owning? You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I thought
trade
about
up
that
series
already.
with Travis Scott. Like, how? You're gonna try to get a shooter. This guy killed. Like, you're gonna get that comment. Like, you're supporting a guy that killed people. Like, that's what it's like.
And I guess for me, it would at that point it'd be like, look, this series has been going on for months. It's like, what the end goal is to get a shoe to give away to people, and it's still a $4,000 shoe. Like, maybe I could shift it to a different shoe in light of what's happening. But like, I don't know.
You can get the unions, 2 unions.
No, I thought about taking the series, and I want to do some wild, like, I wanted to get you up to like Air Mags or something. But like even now, like when you're in this $2,000 shoe range,
it gets tough.
It's hard to trade. Like,
you start having to get the multiples and stuff because I already know. I mean, you got 8 from me. That's a lot.
That was the most I did. Yeah.
And
now
then,
I've got 2.
Did you know did you know that DJ had that 50? Because I've been going there like.
Yeah, I knew he had that. He had that a while back. I didn't know if he still had it.
Yeah.
But he had it when I had my second episode.
That's what I'm saying. So like, because did you already have 50 like in the back, like at multiple stores, or that was like kind of like.
I didn't have anything in mind. I was just gonna.
I knew you said you were gonna do 1 in 50 last.
I was just gonna reach out to all the stores and be like, who's got it. And perfect DJ came to me at SneakerCon. I was like, yo, I got them both. I got them I said it on the video, $1,200 each, and he hooked it up.
Damn.
DJ's a good guy.
Yeah, DJ's a good guy. So is my brother DJ. We're going to definitely have him up here soon, too, on the show. I want to have him up here, and I want to bring a lot of different people. I saw Leo the other day.
I love Leo.
Yeah, man.
He's such a cool guy.
They got they're working on the new Versus, so I'll be doing that. I
think it's cool for them to level up.
But yeah, I was saying that they got a little part on this Netflix show. I'm pretty sure you saw about that. Mm-mm. Oh, so yeah, let me maybe I can do my little test run with you. Show you this little cool thing we got going on. So I'm testing something out. This little new thing we got where you could play audio from you can play audio on here and actually like show it. So I think we're already connected too. So let me see.
I love the smell of metal and rust in the morning. Where do we even start?
You might have to block some of this out for content though, but just checking it out. You just look at it, you know what I'm saying? We can make it street legal and then sell them for a profit.
With like drifting.
It's a real life treasure hunt.
Salutes to them, man, and like the new store they got going on. So anything else that you wanted to speak on in your mind? Something?
I just think it'd be cool, and we could do another episode or whatever, but like to go in, I feel like you and I have a lot of like deep knowledge that people would like to know on like YouTube itself. And like I love talking about YouTube and just like
exactly
and how it all works, because I think people are curious how people make money and how
the life, the behind the scenes, the real like life, you know, because there's a lot of things that go into that, and like as far as like personal, I mean, even the aspect, and you don't have to get that personal, but like both of our wives, how they deal with that type of stuff, you know, like family and stuff and friends, and it changes you, you know, in a way. But
it's tough. It's because you don't think it is, but
do you want to speak about this now, or you want to say this for another day? Because it, you know, we at the hour mark. It's up to you.
I mean, we could do it on a whole nother episode. Now that he told me that, the phone call, I have some more time now. So
you wanted to go ahead and end this one and start a whole nother episode?
Yeah, we could if you want.
Episode 2 coming soon. Stay tuned.
Watch out. If you want to hear how much Tony has made the past 12 months off YouTube, next episode.
The secrets.
He's going to tell you every dollar that he's made.
The YouTube secrets ever made. Coming on podcast episode number 2.
Nobody will tell you on how you make it on YouTube. It's
how to make $1 million.
If you do this one thing it's in the next episode, you will make $1 million in 1 month.
I'm gonna show you how to make $1 million. Let's get it.